Following breaking news tonight, it has been a violent night across the city of Philadelphia. Good evening, I'm Jessica Cart.
It's been a violent night. Listen, man, you can say this every night. That's the craziest part about it. Like, how do they do that every night? It's like, well, tonight was how often do you say that? Like Monday, tonight was a violent night across the city. Tuesday, tonight was a really, 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 really violent night. Wednesday, tonight was an exceptionally violent night. Thursday, man, let me tell you, man, you know, violence is here. Thursday was here. Friday, violence? Man, they need to make up a new word to call this. Violence doesn't cut it. Saturday. Man, y'all sure y'all want to see y'all? I'm giving you a chance now. You can switch the channel. You do not want to see the news tonight. Sunday. The only reason I live in this city is because I work here at the news station. If I find me a job somewhere else at another city, I'm gone. It's crazy here. Like, I mean, how do they... Tonight was an exceptionally violent... Every night's like that. In the stand. In every city. All across the country. From Maine to San Diego. From Seattle to Miami. From Minneapolis to Houston. Everywhere is exceptionally violent every night. Every night. Everywhere.
Breaking news tonight, it has been a violent night across the city of Philadelphia. Good evening, I'm Jessica Cartalia. Yuki is off. There have been a rash of shootings tonight, including this one in Olney, where police say 3 men were shot during a birthday party. It happened in the 4800 block of Lawrence Street around 8 o'clock. Police say 2 of the victims are in critical condition. The other is stable. No arrests have been made. Tonight's gun violence also turned deadly. In Frankfurt, police say a man carrying a 6-month-old in a car seat was shot multiple times and killed. Incredibly, the baby was not hurt. Eyewitness News reporter Alicia Roberts has been tracking the violence tonight and joins us live with more. Alicia?
Jessica, good evening. Unfortunately, it's not uncommon to see more shootings on a nice night like tonight when the weather is warm and people are out. And tonight, one local mom and activist warns it may get only worse. A 30-year-old man was shot multiple times in the chest while holding a baby in a car seat. It happened around 7 o'clock Tuesday night on Folkrod Street in Frankfurt. The baby was not hurt, but the man died from his injuries at Temple University Hospital. Hours before, police responded to a triple shooting on Page Street in Strawberry Mansion, where 2 males, ages 17 and 18, were shot in the arm and leg, along with a 21-year-old female, an innocent bystander caught in the crossfire as she was walking into a house with a friend.
Innocent female caught in the crossfire. Listen, man. And we're looking at the bad guy here. This guy right here, he's the bad guy. He's the problem. Police brutality, man. Listen, the fact that one of these jokers don't get shot every night with all the ripping and running and gun battles going on and corners and street crime going on, cops just constantly interacting with these communities, man. It's a miracle that they don't kill one of these son men every night. These cops deserve a medal. If sisters had any sense, they would be thanking these cops. Thank you, cops. Yeah, because we know every night you could kill. With all the interactions you're chasing them through alleys, you're responding to carjackings, you're chasing them in people's cars, while they're fleeing from people's cars. Then they hop out and run through alleys with guns in their hand. They're shooting at y'all. They're doing home invasions. They're knocking out old ladies. They're doing all types. They're all over the place. On the train. On the street, in cars. They're everywhere. They're just constantly crime all 24/7. Thank you, police officers, for not harming more of our kings. That's what sisters should be saying, coast to coast.
Along with a 21-year-old female, an innocent bystander caught in the crossfire as she was walking into a house with a friend. She was shot once in the arm.
People are getting shot every day who the bullets aren't intended for.
Movita Johnson-Harrell has lost 2 sons to gun violence, both unintended victims, including her oldest, Dante, just last March.
That woman lost both of her sons, unintended victims. Both of her sons, unintended victims of gun violence. Not cops, but sunmen.
People are getting shot every day who the bullets aren't intended for.
Movita Johnson-Harrell has lost 2 sons to gun violence, both unintended victims, including her oldest, Dante, just last March. With Philadelphia on pace for another record year of homicides, she fears more mothers will be left to bury their children.
We have a shortage of police, sadly.
We have a shortage of police. How'd that happen, sister? Any clue? I mean, you got. Let's just talk about that. Okay, the shortage of police. We'll let you, get to the rest of your, what you're going to talk about after that. But any idea on how did the shortage of police happen? What happened there? Did it just? I mean, was it organic? Like, did aliens abduct the police officers? What happened?
We have a shortage of police, sadly. We have so many guns on the street, and we have kids that have easy accessibility to guns with no conflict resolution skills, and they're solving their problems with guns.
She's urging all parents to talk to their children about safety and be proactive in getting guns off our streets.
Just make sure you're checking your children's room. Right? Because there are a lot of children carrying guns who don't want to carry guns, but because they all have them, they feel that that's the only way that they can be safe.
And the city will hold its weekly crime briefing tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We will stream that live for you on CBS News Philly. We're live outside police headquarters. Alicia Roberts, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Alicia, thank you.
An explosion of violence throughout the city tonight, from a grandmother accidentally shot in her home to a man gunned down while carrying an infant. Philadelphia police are investigating a series of separate shootings that have left several victims wounded or worse. Tuesday night, and the big story in Action News, is a night of violence in Philadelphia. Police have been responding to shootings, both accidental and deliberate, but all of them causing bloodshed. Action News reporter Dan Cuellar is covering the story and is live in Northeast Philadelphia with the very latest. Dan.
Rick, an otherwise beautiful day and night was tarnished by one shooting after another. And whether you were an 80-year-old grandmother or a man holding a baby, no one was safe.
Yikes, man. That sounds like the intro to a commercial for a horror movie, man. Yikes. And oh yeah, they left a couple things out. All this is happening in the Sun community. Like, this is, if you go to another community, you won't have to deal with this. This is, all of this is happening in the Sun community. All of it. Every last drip drop of it.
Rick, an otherwise beautiful day and night was tarnished by one shooting after another. And whether you were an 80-year-old grandmother or a man holding a baby, no one was safe. The scene, the intersection of Hawthorne and Harrison, just before 7. Police arrived to find a 30-year-old man lying on the sidewalk. Next to him, a baby in a baby carrier.
He was suffering from gunshot wounds to his face, neck, chest, and lower back. He was unresponsive.
The man was killed. As for the child,
We're very, very lucky that that child was not struck by gunfire due to the fact that, according to witnesses, that our shooting homicide victim was actually holding a car seat with a child in that car seat.
just a few hours earlier in the 2300 block of 77th in the Cedarbrook section, police say an 80-year-old woman was sitting in her wheelchair on the first floor of her home. Investigators say 3 teenagers, one of them her 18-year-old grandson, were upstairs toying around with a gun when it went off. They say the bullet went through the floorboards, through the ceiling downstairs, and struck the 80-year-old in the back of the head.
The victim was transported over to Einstein Medical Center by medics. She's currently in stable condition, but we're concerned because of her age.
Neighbors who say the victim is a beautiful person are stunned by all the shootings going on.
Be honest, yo. Don't lie to me either, man. When y'all saw this block, y'all saw the condition of these houses and the condition of the lawns and how there's not a lot of trash and the lawns look manicured, the bushes look, the shrubs look manicured, the homes look very, very, very nice looking homes. How many of y'all for a second was like, man, this might be some gliders, man? Be honest, man. No. The stand is the stand. It don't matter how much they make. It don't matter the education level, the median income, none of that stuff. It's the stand, man.
Neighbors who say the victim is a beautiful person are stunned by all the shootings going on.
We'd like to see the city work more harder on cleaning up the guns in the city.
And then at 8:30 in the 4800 block of Lawrence, a group of people were outside celebrating a birthday party. Police say that's when someone came up and began firing shots into the crowd. Someone at the party returned fire, striking 2 parked cars. Police say when the smoke cleared, 3 men in their 30s had been shot. All 3 listed in stable condition. And earlier, just after 4 in the 3100 block of Pace, 3 people shot in what started out as a shootout between 2 men. In total, 8 people shot in just over 4 hours in what would turn out to be a very bloody Tuesday night. Live here in Northeast Philadelphia, I'm Dan Cuellar, Channel 6, Action News.
All right, Dan, thank you.